What is up, everybody? As you can see, this is the last one, so we don't give a fuck. Mixer's shutting down anyway. Nipples are out. Everything's blazing. Chest out, chest hair. This is invite only. Play everything's nerdy, news, gospel. My name is Shawn Flowers. You can find me at that kid Flowers. Next to me, I have the one and only Cheeks_Junior hitting this guitar solo.
Pro strats. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck Mixer. My nipples out. What are you going to do? Shut down? Yeah, that's exactly what they're going to do. You know what I mean?
Hey.
But apologies to all the employees out there. This is not on you.
Yeah, it's not your fault. Keep digging. Keep grinding. You know, you did your thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But how you doing, man?
I'm actually in a really good mood today. I haven't been this good in this good of a mood in a while.
I know we got 2 shows, and you dressed up twice.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is like it's when you quit a job, you know, and you're in your final 2 weeks, and you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And you tell fucking Kathy down the hall to go fuck herself.
Fuck you,
know
Kathy.
What I mean?
I get
Greg, and you finally talk about Greg and how he heats up his fucking meals in the fucking break room, and it smells like fucking dick juice the whole time.
You don't give a fuck no more.
You don't give a fuck. That's how I feel right now.
I like it. Yesterday you were like the big booger. Now you're like a nice little orange. I like it.
So I have so many of these shirts. So many.
Every color.
Yeah, so absolutely. I am just in vacation mode right now because fuck Mixer. We'll figure it out where we're going to go. We will announce that. Probably we should have had something today for all the people who watch us on Mixer.
Yeah.
To come over, but we'll keep you posted. Might have one more show. Who knows?
Should we?
I don't know.
You want to make a just decision at the end of the show today?
Well, no, not that. We got to talk to people.
I'm just playing. We'll talk about it a little bit later, though. All right, we'll keep you posted as far as what we switch to. But Mixer's gone. This is the end of Mixer. Some housekeeping real quick, though. You can listen to invite only podcast services everywhere: iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. You can also listen to us and watch us on youtube.com/play everything. What was it again, Mikey? What I just said?
youtube.com/play everything. Like, subscribe, share, watch all our shows. And by the way, YouTube's not going away. You know what I mean? So you can always catch us there.
Always an option. Still going to be there for you.
I can't watch this live, though.
So that's where you want to go, to youtube.com tomorrow at 10 a.m. youtube.com/play everything. Tomorrow is a Wednesday at 10 a.m. is where you'll find it, this episode. I think it's episode 29.
Who knows? We getting there.
One
though.
of those.
We chugging along.
You know, getting up there. I'm hyped. I'm proud of that. We're getting some news. We'll get right in it.
News.
All right, so, Mikey, I know you're a little hype about this. Honestly, I feel like you've already seen this for sure. I think you actually told me about this before I even seen this. Mm-hmm. The new Crash Bandicoot 4 announcement happened. Mm-hmm. It's about time.
We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. I thought it was very doubtful for us to get a CTR remake, and then we got that, and you saw how much I ate that shit up. And here they are now. I have some gripes, which I'll talk about at the end.
Yeah, go ahead, play
after
the
we
video.
watch it.
Play it.
Oh, I'm just gonna cut me off?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Go ahead.
That's rude.
It's my show. You run my show. There we go.
Just gonna sit in the dead air here?
That's what I'm saying. Like, where we at? All right, so what are you about to say about it? I didn't mean to cut you off, but I want you to finish what
Well,
you're saying.
are we watching it, or are we talking over it?
We're doing both. Didn't you already see this? This is your first time? It looks fucking good. He looks fucking ugly.
Yeah, not a fan. Not a fan of the character models.
He looks super ugly. It's like a bootleg, like a Stater Brothers value version of Crash.
Shut up, Tambo.
Ooh.
God, I love what they're doing.
This trailer actually makes the game look like probably more exciting than it actually would be. I'm not gonna lie. Who is that?
That's Coco.
Yeah. Coco Bandicoot?
Ingrate.
That's her name? Coco Bandy?
God, it's great music choice as well.
I feel like the game's just not gonna be this exciting though. Whomping time. This is a great trailer. They did their thing. Whoever made that trailer, they did their thing right there.
How many times have you beaten this clown?
Got Tambo saying boo in the back.
Really? Only 3? Funny. Seemed like more.
Look, I
Oh, you got some
hate
skins.
these character models. Like, I'm not a fan. It's too much like Skylanders to me. Like, I'm not a fan of what they're doing with the character models. And they are better than what they did for Mind Over Mutant and Crash of the Titans, 100%. And they are staying more true to it. It's a very mixed bag with people who like these character models. But, I mean, the gameplay is what matters to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the character models are a big part of it for
Yeah, I
me
just
as
want to
well.
have appealing looking characters.
No, it's just they're beloved characters for me, right? So it's like I want them to look genuine and not super like Toys for Bobby. Like they have a very distinct look on how they make it. I love the Insane trilogy and the CTR models. I wish they would have just kept it over, but hey, I'm not gonna complain. We're finally getting a proper warped sequel that actually makes sense in the actual timeline of things. They're
About time.
They're completely blocking out the PS2 section of them.
Okay.
So basically, all the games that were released after the PS1 era or after CTR basically don't exist in this era. They even make the joke there at the end, which I love. How like
There was a joke
cognizant
there?
of their being it. Yeah, where he's like, "How many times you beat this guy?" And you're like 3, and he's like, "It seems like a lot more because there's like a shit ton more Crash games."
Oh.
So I'm ecstatic. The gameplay, the worlds. It seems like they are modernizing this, but not in a way where it's like a lot of platformers. What they do is they open it up. So what I mean by open it up is like Mario 64, right, where it's like super open world and
Oh, you
exploration.
can just kind of jump anywhere.
But the challenges aren't really there, but the like exploration and collectibles and things are.
Yeah.
Whereas I like this, they're kind of opening it up a little bit more to be able to handle an actual joystick. Whereas like the old ones are more D-pad focused, so I'm sure they're really dialing in on how to make it feel good for a modern audience, like they did. They kind of fixed it on the Insane trilogy, and now they're doing it to where this picks up right after Warped. The Cortex and Uka Uka and Entropy got stuck in time. They're gonna pick up right there. I like how they're kind of expanding on the gameplay mechanics with the different masks. Like you can do gravity and you could slow down time and jump on platforms, and it's really gonna be a refreshing way. And it doesn't seem gimmicky, whereas Warped was all gimmicks.
So this is done by the same studio that made the Insane trilogy?
It was the same studio that did the Reignited trilogy, the Spyro.
And that's from Spyro, so it's a whole different developer.
Correct. Vicarious Visions did the
But-
first one, then Beanox did the CTR, and then Toys for Bob did Reignited, and then now Toys for Bob is
Does that
doing.
concern you at all? Are you okay with them? Or
I
like-
wish it was Vicarious Visions, but they're doing the Tony Hawk remaster,
Yeah.
the 1 and 2.
Oh, so their hands are full pretty much right
Yeah.
now.
So that's what they're, and again,
Gotcha.
Activision printing money. I think they saw how well Crash the Insane trilogy did,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're just gonna do this for everything. So we're gonna do it for Spyro. We're gonna bring back the Tony Hawk Pro Skater, which is
Yep.
really exciting. So they're printing money at this point. This just hits my nostalgia bone where it's like, I can't believe I'm getting a brand new Crash game. Like, I think it's been like something like 13, 14 years since we got a new Crash game, maybe even longer.
This is like a true Crash game, though. Like you said, continuing the story, which is pretty dope.
Correct. It's not just like a spin-off, or it's not a remake or a remaster. Last one we got was Crash Mind Over Mutant, which again, those 2 games in the Crash trilogy, the Titans and Mind Over Mutant, are notoriously hated. Like notoriously hated among
Because of
everybody. I
gameplay?
remember I used to be pissed as a little kid.
Or story.
Everything.
Oh.
Everything. They completely changed up the gameplay. Character models look stupid. They gave Crash like tattoos and now a punching mechanic instead of it was not good. They were not great games. Mind Over Mutant was a better game, but I remember being so upset. I remember writing letters to the president of Activision.
Oh, you
about
took it
how-
to the media.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, you
I
were serious.
took it to the presses. You know what I mean? We got to make our voices heard out here.
Okay.
And that's also how lame of a little kid I was. But we're finally getting it. It looks gorgeous. The environments look crazy. And again, how they are switching up the mechanics does it in a way where Warped was more gimmicky, like with all there was like vehicle levels, and there was the Wampa gun, and there was a lot of gimmicks in Warped, whereas I like Warped as a game, but it's way too easy, and 2, it is gimmicky. It uses a lot of gimmicks in the actual gameplay, so I'm not a big fan of this. So this seems like it's going back to Crash 2 in terms of like how they're approaching the game and not having too many gimmicks, but changing up the gameplay enough to where it's fresh with like the new mask mechanic where you can slow down time, and it doesn't look like you can have them all the time, only in certain sections. You can play as Cortex.
He's playable?
Yeah, he's playable. You saw a little bit there in the gameplay.
I don't know what the fuck I just watched.
So, and it's not the first time we were able to play Cortex and Twin Sanity, which was one of the most underrated Crash games. But it looks like they are actually just doing a Crash 4, and that's exactly what they're doing. That's exactly what I want. Again, with the gripes of the character models aside, I am very excited for this, and I'll be playing this, and I'll be platinuming this.
Okay, Mr. Big Dick Energy with the titties out now. I mean, the game, honestly, like, we just seen the Ratchet and Clank trailer. Like, it honestly looks similar to that point of, like, okay, now they're warping through space, they're jumping through time. And you talked about, like, time, I guess, being a thing of some of the old games, so it's not, like, estranged from the Crash series.
So, basically not, like, time being part of it. So, basically, I think it's just bad timing with the Ratchet and Clank like trailer coming out and then this coming out.
Yeah,
because they're completely different games. I know it like kind of looks like it, but to be honest, Ratchet and Clank's a completely different animal. You have all these gadgets and weapons, and it's a different kind of platforming, and you have a different kind of world and story building, right? Whereas on Crash, at the end of Warped, basically how that kind of concludes is everybody gets sucked through, like all the bad guys get stuck in time, essentially. Yeah. So if you're gonna do a sequel to Warped properly, not like the last one, the Wrath of Cortex on the PS2, the first Crash game on the PS2, it kind of just ignored all that. Whereas this is like, hey, we were picking up right after that. Yeah. So of course it's gonna have to be about time, like in time travel or whatever, if you want to actually make a proper sequel to it. Yeah. So, but with the Ratchet and Clank, like I said, completely different gameplay mechanics. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, they have to do that to be able to kind of continue the story. Yeah. Now, again, you have the warping and whatnot in the beginning of the trailer.
Yeah, that's what I saw. He was sliding through, or someone was sliding through on a little rail, and they kind of warped to somewhere else. And I was like, okay.
I mean, technically, Crash 3 is about time as well because you actually warp to different time periods. So technically, that was kind of
like
what 3.
Too far gone from like the Crash world. Like it's not just something like okay, now all of a sudden they can just jump through time now.
Correct. Yeah, they had it in Crash 3. So, and again, I know you talk a lot of shit.
I do.
I really am excited for this game. Like I am so. It's just crazy to me because if you told,
I believe you,
8-year-old Mikey that we're gonna get a new Crash game in 2020, I would have been like, nah, you're lying. Instead, fucking Activision president fucked it up. I wrote him a bunch of letters about it.
The one thing that really like even like remotely kind of like got me like engaged into it was like the pacing. Like I think we played like one of the Crash games for like one of like a stupid challenge on Couch Clash at one point in time. Me, you, and Tambo. It was Crash 1, and it was like a super slow game. Like honestly, like I don't even know how you could have sat there through your childhood really like playing that slow ass game. But the trailer looked like it was like much faster paced. At one point, you're getting chased by dinosaurs, so like I would assume like it's a little faster than like what that game was. I don't know if that's something.
That's actually some people's complaints.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, would you be like?
I was talking to K-Babs over there. He's another really big fan of platformers like me, and insanely good at CTR, by the way.
I believe you. You're kind of bad at games.
Way better at me. But he was talking about how it like the foot motion almost looks too fast, where like I could see how that can throw you off, especially in a Crash game, and you want it to feel right. Yeah. So we'll see how that pans out. Me personally, it's like, look, just get the basic mechanics and allow me to spin and jump and do all the Crash Bandicoot things and use masks and
I mean, from
collect crystals.
Do you play like slower platformer games like that, or like are you used to this like multi like different styles of platformers?
I mean, it depends because Ratchet and Clank's faster paced, right? Yeah. So I mean, if you do it right, I don't have an issue with it. Sly Cooper's a slower one, a slower paced platformer, right?
Exactly.
So I mean, I there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. I for one, I don't care. I'm going to let the game speak for itself. If I don't like it when it comes out, I don't like it when it comes out. Like if it's too fast.
That's fair.
But it seems like it's a lot faster paced of a game. Yeah. But I mean, you're going to have to take the time to get all the boxes, right? So you can't like be completely fast, like super, super fast where you can't get all the boxes and get your gems and whatnot. I'm interested in what they're going to do there. Also interesting tidbit. They're changing the Wampa system.
They're not Womping Time anymore. They're
So
Wampa Wampa.
no, there's
Wampa
gonna
coin?
be the classic Crash Bandicoot 100 Wampa fruit you get a life.
Before we go forward with what you just said, give me a couple like Wampa. Like I know there's Wampa coins, there's Wampa fruit. Like what else is there Wampa? What else is Wampin?
Wampa Whip?
Wampa whip? Is
Yep.
that a weapon?
No.
Okay. What
Nah.
else?
I mean, that's pretty much it. A Wampa gun?
Wampa gun, Wampa whip, Wampa coin, Wampa fruit.
Yeah.
Wampa Wamp.
That's Wampa Wamp. I mean, that's pretty much it. But
Go ahead,
no,
sorry.
the Wampa system, basically, there's a classic mode and then a modern version, which I hate that they did this. I wish they would have just stuck with the formula. Again, this is another one of my gripes with it. Because in the classic mode, right, 100 Wampa fruit, 1 life. Whereas the new mode, there isn't really a life system because games have typically moved out of that like life system era.
You lose all your coins, you die.
Which I get it because Ratchet and Clank, I get it. You don't really have life, so you can make it work. But like Sly Cooper, I love that you had lives. And then I love because it makes it more challenging, right? So at least I'm gonna play on the classic mode with the 100 Wampa fruits. You get a life because I feel like there's a lot more challenge involved there. Whereas like the modern version, it's gonna be a lot more easier because you can just die and die and die and die and die.
Okay,
Not
so
to
you can
worry
take the
about
veteran approach.
Yeah.
I like it.
But just a little tidbit there for you. If you're looking forward to Crash Bandicoot like I am. And I'm sure you all are. And I'm sure you're all enthralled by this conversation.
No, I can tell you what I am looking for, and I'm pretty sure a bunch of other people out there are looking forward to. Skate 4 is really happening. The last game, obviously, Skate 3, was cool with it. My thing with Skate is I kind of grew up on skating for one, and then like Skate outside of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater was like one of the first games to actually like make it like feel like I felt like honestly I've learned a couple like skating moves just like playing with the game, and then like okay, you rotate the right analog like this, and this is a kickflip, and then like okay, you understand like you have to go back and then like you kick your foot out, so that's the direction. Like it felt so good playing games and everything was super smooth. So I don't know if you watched the last EA play, but it was really boring. Didn't really announce much. There's some Apex news, but this was the biggest thing. This happened like at the very end. I think this is Cuz Perry, and I forgot the other guy's name. Something Durang.
You really did your research.
We're back. We're doing it.
I know his
It's
name.
happening. We're rolling.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Secretly
Cuz Perry.
got together. It's the beginning. The skate evolution continues.
We've been waiting years, honestly, to
Duran Chung.
to make the right game
He's read all those
at
books.
the right time with the right idea, and really, really pleased to say that we're here. It is really early, but it takes a little while to find Cuz or wake him up.
Dude, harsh. Still, we've got a long way to go, but we're stoked. And this is just the beginning.
And seriously, we really can't wait to bring you guys in and have you be a part of it with us.
We want to thank you for your passion, your patience, and all the support that you've shown, us to get to this
Oh,
point.
in the comments.
It's amazing. We cannot believe you commented this into existence. Amazing. Skate changed my life. Thank you so much. Skate forever. We're back. We're doing it.
Okay, you can
Skate's
pause it.
happening.
That's
We're
there.
rolling.
That's on loop.
We've secretly got together.
Good job, producer.
Loop.
Good
Alright,
job,
so,
producer.
Yeah, so as you see them talking about it, like they say Skate is back. It's not even, I don't know if it's gonna be called Skate or not. That's honestly not what's important. What's important is that we have the creative directors behind Skate making another
I
Skate
mean, I'm
game.
sure it's going to be called Skate. They just said Skate Evolution. Skate's back. Right? They're not going to call it fucking Chucklefucks 3. You know?
That's what we're doing right now.
What? I'm just saying. Like, there's no way it's not called Skate something.
That's what we're doing.
What?
What else would it
This.
be called?
What are we doing?
Yeah,
I don't
mean,
know. It could be
what-
called like
I like to bring the facts, you know? I
could
feel
be called,
as
like,
a
Street Skate.
show.
Dinosaur Hunter 3? Is that
Still
what
has skate in it.
I know, but it's not like the other titles were just Skate.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it could not be,
What
it
if
could be
it's
called
Skate
something different.
Street?
You're saying it could have a subtitle?
Be Street Skate sounds, you know, the word I'm looking for.
I don't know. Tell us, Mikey.
Yeah, we don't know what
But
you're talking
yeah,
about.
no, absolutely, it's gonna be called Skate. Just want to get that out there. New show, hard news.
Hard news. All right.
Doobie-doobie.
I mean, you could be right. It could be called Skate. I don't
What
know if
else
you have
would it
any-
be
No,
called?
it's not. I could be right. I'm
It's called
definitely right.
Skate, yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
called Skate.
And if it's not called Skate, then who's looking dumb?
Oh, let's bet $200 on it.
I will put money
I'm
on
not
it.
gonna do that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do
There
that.
you
You
go.
know what I
You're
mean?
just
You're not gonna do
bullshitting.
that.
Put your money where your mouth is. Your mouth where your money. Money where
You
your
in on
mouth
this?
is.
You in on this? I'll do it if you're in on this.
Adrian's having a stroke.
Just a little. It's like a very.
Marvelous.
It's a very.
Blah,
Slow.
blah, blah,
I'm in
blah.
on it, but not $200. And I'm like,
Oh, so you're not gonna put your money on? You're just gonna hype up the crowd? Huh?
20
You're one of
bucks.
those,
I'll put 20
bystanders.
bucks.
Yeah, he's in the background. We want world star,
Anyway.
world star.
Anyway, back to the show.
I take offense to that.
I don't know if you've had any other experience with skating games except for maybe Tony Hawk, but I'm pretty sure like this nostalgia feel like you get from like Crash Bandicoot, any other game like kind of like you would hope for to be brought back like this, like other than Crash.
I feel like we have this conversation a million
We do be
times.
having this conversation. It is a thing we have, and honestly, those games sometimes really just pop back up. We just gotta
You guys
draw
are
a
very
human.
unoriginal.
Obviously, you just got to Crash 4.
I mean, first on the skate thing, I've always been more of a Tony Hawk guy, like from the games I played.
Have you ever played skate at all?
Yeah, I played like the first 2, I think. And
believe
I
you.
never owned it, but
believe you.
I've played it.
Oh, okay,
That's Connor
different.
Green.
That's different. Okay, that's different.
But my brothers always played Tony Hawk, and I always had Tony Hawk in the house. And apparently, skate feels better. I always like Tony Hawk a little bit better, but that's just me. But we're getting both now. But this is such a nothing announcement, though. Like, yes, cool. It's coming back, but we know nothing about it. We don't know. Like, again, this is basically them being like,
What do you mean this is a nothing announcement?
They just got the okay. Let's do a skate. What's there? It could be a bad game.
That's exciting. I mean, it could be.
Remember
but
the
it's
last
exciting.
Tony Hawk game?
I don't.
Wasn't good.
I don't remember it.
Wasn't good.
Don't remember. But like, I don't feel like this is bad news. I wouldn't even look at this as a nothing announcement because like, obviously these are the creative directors hyped to bring back what was there before. What do you mean this is nothing? This is going to happen.
You don't
Maybe-
even know if it's a good. Like, look. All I'm saying, like when there was rumors of Crash coming out, right? And I didn't see the trailer or nothing.
Yeah.
My first thing was I don't know about this, right? Because I don't know about this. I don't know if I want this, right? So you have to show me something that makes me want this. You don't know if this game's going to be good. You don't know if this game's going to be worth it. You don't know if this game is even going to be... Maybe it's a super hollowed out microtransaction nightmare. You don't know.
You could be right, but I think, especially right now, there is a place for this.
Absolutely, because look at the hype Tony Hawk brought. But
Yeah. That's an old game.
my thing is announcements like this, I always go like, to, because I don't even know if I want this game. Like, you haven't shown me, you're saying, okay, we just got the green light from EA. We're going to do skate. Have a nice day.
Well, I mean, Skate's not like one of it's not like a Crash game. Like, it's not like the story is gonna be like the most amazing part about Skate. Like, there is a storyline to it, but it's like I look at it like it's getting like another piece of like 2K.
I know, but...
Like, you get 2K21.
Okay, sure, but you can have a bad 2K game.
You've had bad 2K games, but it doesn't make it a bad
This
Skate
is a
game.
little bit different, too. No, I mean, but look at the last Tony Hawk. Everybody hated it. There's no story in Tony Hawk. It's still a bad game is a bad game.
Honestly, that's interesting because I wonder if people didn't like the last Tony Hawk game because I think Skate was around the time where Tony Hawk was coming out, so I feel like people just had a whole different like game style, and like I feel like Skate really changed.
No, it was a broken game.
It was just broken.
It was a broken game. Like, it was super glitchy.
I never played it, so I can't really vouch for it. But
So and like the soundtrack was super like that's the thing. There's a lot of factors that
Yeah,
play
that's
into this that before we all get hyped about it. Now again,
That's
it's
true.
a big deal. Skate's back, right? But it's one of those things where it's a filler announcement where it's hype, right? They want to end on hype, but they don't really have anything to show. Imagine if they didn't have this.
honestly, that was probably the best part about EA Play, and that was literally like the last like 2
Well, you had
minutes.
the Apex stuff, and then you had the last minute there or whatever.
Yeah,
of
Apex
the
stuff, you know, that's
skate
all really hype.
announcement. So that's them basically being like, "Hey, like, ending on a bang. We had nothing to show you, so here's something to show you, or at least tell you."
On that note, since we're losing things to show, did you hear that Cyberpunk was delayed 2 more months? We're going back from September now. Cyberpunk has been delayed from September 17th back to November 19th. Co-founders, now bear with me because the names are tough. Marcin Iwinski and studio head Adam Badowski announced the delay. They said, the game ready when it's done. It's not just a phrase we say, it sounds right. It's something we live by even when we know we'll take the heat off. Even when we know we'll take the heat for it. They said at the same time, we are fully aware that making such a decision costs us your trust, and trading trust for additional time is one of the hardest decisions a game developer can make. Are you still hyped for this game?
Yeah.
Does this build more hype for you?
I think this is the only thing that could probably dethrone The Last of Us with. Which,
Damn.
by the way, we
That's a
skipped
big-
right
that's a
into
big
news. We didn't
statement.
even talk about what we were playing.
We did.
But that's because you didn't have anything to play. But it's cool.
I haven't played anything.
But yeah, so I think this is the only thing that can actually kind of come after The Last of Us in terms of like Game of the Year conversation.
Okay, I mean, we could talk about Last of Us right now because
Oh,
that's
no,
a
it's
big
good.
statement
It's
in
good.
itself.
Don't
No, I
worry
want to
about
know because now you're saying this is going to
Well,
compete.
no, I'm not. I haven't beaten the game.
Yeah.
But I'm saying in terms of what I've played and from what I've heard, this is a Game of the Year contender, right? I mean, I played it. I'm in love with it. It made me cry actually the other day. But we're getting to the point where it's basically Last of Us is going to run away with it until Cyberpunk. And I feel like Cyberpunk's actually going to be the competition here for Game of the Year.
Well,
because one, everybody's super hyped
Let me
for this
stop you
game.
right there because Game of the Year, the cutoff literally stops I think November 15th. That's why we didn't get a Star Wars Game of the Year.
I thought it was December.
No, it was November.
You look that up.
November 15th, it was cut off.
Cut off for the Game
And then
Awards.
I think because I
Because-
remember we talked about this because
Because
Star
Jedi
Wars
Fallen
came
Order
out
came out in
November.
December.
No, it didn't.
You said it did.
You're lying,
No, it was a December game.
bro. You're fucking lying to me. Well, he's gonna look it up. But aside from that, have you been
Yeah,
kept
no,
up on
you're right. It's
Cyberpunk?
November.
I know.
Before
I was right. That's
November
why I said aside
15th.
from that.
It's before November 15th.
It's before November 15th, right?
Yep.
Also, can you look up when Jedi Fallen Order was released?
I swear
coulda
it came
sworn it was a
out
December
on the
game.
16th or the 17th. Mikey just always want to fight.
Oh
me.
wait, no, it was a couple days
I
after
know.
the cutoff.
I know.
You're right.
I know that already.
Came out November 15th.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get off me.
Which also that technically would be in the Game of the Year conversation this year. It's not going to be completely
And
drowned out.
That's some bullshit because that was a really great game.
That would have been Game of the Year last year.
Exactly.
That would have been Game of the Year last
Did you
year.
finish it?
Yes.
Key?
I mean, I honestly wasn't really that engaged. I started playing it. It was
Scratch
fun.
his head. Actually,
Got
let's not
him.
talk about
Let's
this.
get back on focus here. Let's get back on track here.
So Keyshawn doesn't
so
finish games?
Cyberpunk, have you been keeping up on the news behind that? Like any new details? Like, okay, if you have, don't spoil too much because I honestly been trying to keep blind to this game because I didn't want to have any idea of what the game's really going to feel like.
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna make you watch something because you made me watch The Last of Us some shit before. So fuck
Bro,
you.
I
son of
made
a
you
bitch.
watch like a snippet of
Yeah,
them telling
so
you
we're
can
gonna
jump.
do that. But no, I mean I've lightly been keeping up with the game. I'm kind of like you. I like going into blind on stuff. I think it's 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
So
What are some things that you found out that made you believe that like it would even have anything like to compete?
just the
with?
scale of the game, the world of the game, how they're gonna actually be had like the gameplay mechanics. But again, it's just the scale and then the environment of the game is
Yeah.
so different. And CD Projekt Red does a really great job with environment building, like with The Witcher,
Yeah.
where it is. I mean, my one complaint with The Witcher is it's super dense, but it
Yeah, so
it
much
has
content.
built-in lore and so much content, and that's essentially what we're gonna get in this super awesome environment. In this environment,
But that doesn't
in
make
time.
games good. Look at Red Dead, and I'm sure Red Dead is a phenomenal game, but it was too much for a lot of people. It's head scratch.
No, I'm saying again, yeah, it was dense, but The Witcher is a beloved game because the story. Oh yeah, no, they just make Netflix shows out of nothing. You know that, Adrian? They just make Netflix shows out of any video game because the story is bad.
Right?
The fuck are you talking about? Yes, this is gonna have a good story.
Witcher 3 is
Who knows?
probably one
Sorry,
of the best stories
it's not
out
gonna
there.
have a good story. I expect it to have a good story.
It's
You know,
CD
I like
Projekt
the
Red,
hype
why wouldn't
that
it?
you're displaying?
Again, this is a game I'm completely blacked out to. It's one of those things where I saw it, I saw the environment, I saw what they're trying to going for. This like really futuristic cyberpunk world, and I'm for it. And that's all I needed to know. It's open world.
Looks
I'm sure it's gonna be
badass.
super dense, but I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of good story in it. I just hope it's not too dense. I hope they pull it back a little bit, and you can add that stuff in DLC. I don't really give a fuck, but give me like the base game pretty much. Like I want it, but I want to be able to consume it instead of going on 9 different side missions.
Yeah. Well, speaking of them reeling it in, Fortnite is hosting another kind of live style concert. This time they're having Diplo, Young Thug, and Noah Cyrus. I don't know if you got a chance to watch or even hear about the Travis Scott one. Have you heard about that?
I heard about it. Don't care.
You don't care? What you mean? This is amazing, bro. Can you just play the trailer because this is history. A whole concert in the game. I don't even know what's behind this.
Yeah. No, it's cool. It looks really rad, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand Fortnite
This is
100%.
live in game. I mean, I don't understand Fortnite either, but I mean, especially with Corona,
Yeah.
artists really aren't touring, right?
I mean, just imagine dropping acid and watching this. You know what I mean? That's a real wild ride.
Bro, imagine
That'd
sitting
be
there
so
with your
trippy.
controller running around playing this.
A
Like,
little
that's
tits
dope.
tits. Ashram, I mean, they're going for the EDC vibes. I'm
Yeah,
sure
they got Diplo. I think he's one of the rave EDC like artists where he like plays the headbangers.
EDC is going to be in Fortnite this year. You fucking nerds.
Log in, season 3. Speaking of Fortnite, I'm starting to fuck with Epic a little bit more. Outside of a bunch of things been going on with the industry as of like a week and a half. Everyone's getting exposed, and I've yet to hear anything bad from Epic. I don't know if you've seen anything from Epic.
No.
Right. So I saw in an article coming from Game Industry that police cars have been removed from Epic in their attempt to kind of protest for the George Floyd thing. I don't want to take it to that route, but like I think this is dope. I think like even protest to this level is important. And I think it should be like even seen and displayed. Like games gonna be controversial in every other matter, except for like things like this. So I think it's dope that like Epic's really taking that foot in there and actually doing this. Not really big, but I just think it's dope. I don't know if you have anything to say on that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's interesting. Like, seeing, like, you saw Paw Patrol get canceled, the kids show.
It got canceled?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I mean, I
I'm an adult.
guess if you
I'm
look
sorry.
at it as a protest, then yeah, that's cool. But I mean, after, like, let's say we grow past this point, is
Yeah.
it just we just gonna black out cops like forever, like just pretend they didn't exist?
I don't know. You can't erase cops from history.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that I again, if you look at this as a protest, it's cool because it's getting more visibility on it.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
It brings more awareness.
To me, this is a little bit more gray for me, where it's like I get it, but at the same time, it's like I don't know. To me, this is one of the things where it's kind of like I get the protest of like solidarity with it,
Right.
but where do we go from here? Because I get the cops cancellation and I get the live PD cancellation. That makes sense to me. But then like Paw Patrol and then
What happened with Paw Patrol? You keep saying that. What happened? What's the story of Paw Patrol? I
it
did
just
not
got
know about
canceled
that
because
story.
he's a cop, a dog.
Oh, it's a cop dog. So they shut the whole show down because it's a cop dog.
Yeah.
That's the wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why that's like when I see things like this, like I think back to the Paw Patrol thing. I go like, we're getting into weird territory
Yeah.
where it's like, I don't know. Like it's really hard for me to kind of navigate these waters because it's like I don't know where not necessarily lines are, but like we're just getting into really weird territory where it is going to be like, do we just black out cop? Like what's the goal here? I get the goal
Well, I
here.
mean, I don't think like if the opposite didn't happen, they never took the cops out. Like, I don't think anyone would be like outraged. Still, like it's just a vehicle in the game at the end of the day. But like,
No, that's 100% where it's like I get it where it's like protest solidarity where it's like
Yeah.
basically fuck what's going on, right? But once we grow past this point, or even right now with something like Paw Patrol, it's a kid show and it's basically just a police officer dog. It really has nothing to do with like anything, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like in terms of like policing or anything. He just happens to be a dog wearing a little police cap. Like I just don't understand where we go with this. With like, do we just block out everything cops at? Like, is Grand Theft Auto then gonna get shit on for having cops in it? Eventually,
But I mean, in Grand Theft Auto, you can shoot the cops. Not that I'm condoning shooting the cops, but I mean, you have more
a
options
little bit.
in Grand Theft
It
Auto.
sounds
You know what I
a little
mean?
bit.
No.
No, but that's not how this works, though. I
I hear
feel
what
like
you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
I feel like it always goes to the point of total removal. There's no so even though you could do things in the car, like cops aren't like glorified in Grand Theft Auto. I feel like it never stops there.
I mean, that could be a statement in itself. Maybe there is no reforming.
No, but I'm saying like I don't think it's I think it's in the time that we live in. There's no nuance. I feel like it's total removal or totally against.
Yeah, I don't even know how. What?
What?
I mean, I understand. I hear you. I just don't even know how to respond to that. Like,
Well, no, I'm
That
not
is-
saying anything on anything. I'm just saying I feel like with any of these things, with not even just
That's
this
just the
situation,
level. Yeah.
I feel like they always take it, not
just cancel.
anybody,
Get rid of
right?
it.
There's always going to be a group that wants to take it a little bit farther.
Yeah, that's cancel culture, and then that's
Exactly,
kinda what's
and that's
happening.
what I'm saying
it
is I don't know where this like what's the end goal here.
Yeah.
I get now in the immediate right now
Yeah.
of it having it being like a solidarity protest, which again I'm fine with. I don't give a fuck at the end of the day either way. Like do you? Good on you, I guess. Like I'm for it, but like I don't.
You don't understand
Doesn't
it?
affect. I don't play Fortnite. I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I know you weren't.
Same thing with the Paw Patrol. I don't really give a fuck. There are people who are outraged by it, and I'm like, what's it matter? What's all any of this really matter at the end of the day?
Honestly, I might download Fortnite just to watch that Young Thug concert. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Are you gonna go to the Fortnite concert?
I might go to that Fortnite concert.
They charging?
Nope, because Fortnite is free, so I'm just logging in. You know what I mean?
What if they charge $10?
Speaking of, I didn't give you all the dates, so we can be there. Thursday, June 25th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. I'm in that bitch.
That was last week.
June 25th?
I'm just kidding.
Today's the 23rd. Mute your mic.
I'm just messing.
I'm just playing too. I love you. Next piece of news. PS4 exclusive Ghost of Tsushima has gone gold. Now, Mikey, I'm an idiot. All right. I know what
You could
games
say
mean
that
when you
again.
like go platinum, but what is going gold? Like, what does that mean?
My games don't go platinum.
Well, okay, but see, I just told you
Records
what I
go
was.
platinum.
Right. So, what does games that go gold mean? What does that mean?
It's finished.
Oh, that means it's done. It's ready.
It's ready to ship.
Oh, see,
essentially.
now we all know.
So it's basically called the gold disc, where it's like the master like the final, like you can put it in a PS4. It will have the proper menu system. It won't have all the dev shit on it, the debug system shit.
Yeah.
And you're ready. You can press play, and it will be front to back. It will work. It's all there. It met all the requirements from the SRB. It's met all the standards and testing from Sony, and it's good to go.
I don't know. I mean, that's good news, I guess. Now that I know what it is, now I feel like why did I put this on? But that's good news. I think it's good that they're done ahead of time. But I mean, it's a month left.
Yeah, I mean, you're always gonna get polished. What's always good about this is once you go gold, the rest is polished. So they basically have a month of like polishing.
Oh, that's a good thing then.
Yeah, and
I see what you're
on
saying.
top of that, we're not getting a delay because it could have been delayed.
That is another good.
Could have
point.
been. So
Keep
it's
preaching.
it's always good for seeing things go gold, because sometimes you're like a week out and you're like, I don't even remember going gold, and then all of a sudden you get a delay.
Yeah.
So this is always a good sign to me where it's okay. This is ready to go.
Alrighty. Well, Ghost of Tsushima drops next month, July 17th. I'm hyped about that one. Not expecting big as far as like gameplay wise, but I mean, they said developers Sucker Punch say the open world adventure will be very challenging and feature incredibly difficult samurai fights. I didn't get a chance to fucking finish Sekiro, fucking compound just fucking motherfucker. I took it, never gave it back. So this is gonna be, I feel like, my second chance at beating a Sekiro-like game where I'm just a samurai of the fucking land and I'm doing my thing. Now the other hard part of that is just have to commit to the game.
Yeah, which won't ever happen. And I don't know if I'm gonna play it. Like, I'm probably gonna play it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna invest time into it.
Honestly, I don't even see you really playing it. I feel like you'll do exactly what you did in Sekiro and like play like, I don't even think you got past the first little fight.
Yeah,
And he said,
no,
I'm
I
done.
got pressed like there. I fought people definitely, but
Bro,
like the first.
I literally played the game next to you and you said, this is as far as you got? Like, this is as far as I got right here. I'm like, we literally just got past the intro screen and into like the first like actual section of the game we could start
Couldn't do
walking
it.
and exploring.
Not my kind of game. These just aren't my kind of games.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm gonna play it because again, I'm a big Sucker Punch fan. But this is not a game for me, and that's okay. That's okay. It's not a game for me.
It is okay. And, you know, that choice is yours and you reserve the right for that. But you just, at least I give games like a true shot.
Yeah, so I don't know if you heard me. I'm gonna play it. I'm probably not gonna,
Just past the intro
invest time
screen.
into it.
Just past the intro screen.
Oh, you give games a shot?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't even want to.
I got to like the second like planet on like Star Wars.
yeah,
Like that was
which
actually
is
like
super
grinded.
early game.
Look, it's better than fucking first boss, first enemy.
See, I beat games, so like I at least give the developers that on a game that I love is I want to beat it and even platinum it sometimes.
All right, Mikey. I don't like you, son of a bitch.
Too raw.
Microsoft is shutting down Mixer. That's a thing. This is the last show on here.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, this came, I think, yesterday, out of the blue. Head of Phil Spencer made the announcement saying,
Head of Spencer.
Oh, head of Xbox, Phil Spencer. The head of Phil Spencer. I cracked myself up. All right.
We having a good time, you know what I mean? Getting this.
Ultimately, the success of partners
I
and
mean, he
streamers
wasn't
on...
wrong.
I'm reading.
Just gonna interrupt like that.
Yes. 100%. No regrets.
Hey, where we get this guy?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
He
about
wasn't
that.
wrong though. I mean, if you think about it, it was the head.
All right. We know I wasn't wrong. Let me finish this.
We really need to talk about him.
We need to have a discussion.
We need to
after
have a
this.
conversation about it.
Head of Xbox Phil Spencer announced today, or this would be yesterday. Ultimately, the success of partners and streamers on Mixer is independent on our ability to scale the service for them as quickly and broadly as possible. Spencer said, "It becomes clear that the time needed to grow on our own live stream community to scale was out of measure with the vision and experience we want to deliver to gamers now. So we've decided to close the operations side of Mixer and I'm losing my place and help the community transition to new platform. To better serve our community, we're teaming up with Facebook to enable the Mixer community to transition to Facebook gaming." And you were looking at some of the numbers today. Pretty much Mixer is shutting down because no one's watching this shit. There's not enough people that come to Mixer to actually watch shit, is what it sounds like. And so they're shutting shit down.
Want me to give you the numbers?
Give me the numbers. What's up? What's the real tea?
So Twitch year-over-year growth from April 2019 to April 2020 is 101% growth. So they went from 750 million hours watched to 1,491 billion hours watched. YouTube Gaming had 279 million hours watched and went to 461 million hours watched, which is 65% growth year over year. Facebook Gaming is about 238% year over year growth from 86 million hours watched to 291 million hours watched. And then you have Mixer. Mixer down here at 37,444 million hours watched to 37,106 million hours watched with a 0.2% growth.
Yeah, so not much change. It sounded like the same number, honestly.
Everybody's running away with it. I mean, Facebook completely elapsed them. Crazy. They started at the bottom.
Yeah.
And now they're here.
That has something to say against Facebook because you just saw Facebook has a 200% growth rate when Twitch only had 100%. And obviously Twitch started first, and obviously they already amassed 1 billion views or hours watched. But
more than 1 billion. Facebook
game the next big thing?
No. I don't know how, and I don't know why. I'm very intrigued by Facebook gaming because it's like Fortnite. You know what I mean? I don't get it. I get Fortnite, but there's all this weird concert shit there. I don't understand it. I feel like an old man. But at the same time, Facebook, what fucking young person's on Facebook?
Exactly. Like who? I don't even know if you're a Facebook gaming streamer. Like how do you grow? Like how do you even like appeal to how do you gain an audience? Like I feel like Facebook gaming, like it's been a thing, but like you don't see that really. Like I don't even see that on the internet, like just randomly.
There's not an app for it. If you go on Facebook, actual Facebook, you know what I mean?
.com.
Yeah, or the app. If you go to the app and you click over, first of all, Facebook's doing too much. They got dating site going on.
Facebook got a dating site?
They got marketplace going on.
Facebook, I knew that was a thing.
Yeah, they got pages, groups, actual social, like in terms of like your actual social feed.
Yeah.
They got concert, like events going on. And then they have gaming all the way down at the bottom. And you click on that. And then you get their curated mix of these different pages, and it looks clunky. I was trying to play with it last night because I'm trying to decide where we want to go. Yeah. And trying to give things an open shot. It just looks super cluttered, at least on the Facebook app, because again, there's no app on iOS. I didn't even think there was an app on Android, to be honest. You can't really find what you're looking for. Like you can search specific things, I guess. So you can go like Ninja, let's say, and you can find Ninja's Facebook page. And if he's streaming, he's live. But like,
so you go to the actual page. I feel like the whole thing.
Actually exploring and getting noticed on Facebook's a lot harder because I feel like you don't have that visibility unless you're like already going to the page for that person or that streamer.
So I guess YouTube would play a bigger part into getting people to go to Facebook in that case because YouTube, yeah, because you can grow an audience on YouTube, and then obviously you can kind of send them over to Facebook, right? What are you talking about?
YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube, so I'm using us as an example, right? So if we have in YouTube, and you can kind of use that audience to kind of send them over to Facebook is kind of how it has to go, right?
Yeah, I mean that could be
find this randomly. It sounds like
that could be one of the ways. I mean, you can use Twitter, you can use Facebook itself to like amass.
Yeah, I mean you
can do like clips on that because they have like a whole video page, like Facebook video. So there's ways to do it. I mean, if you're doing YouTube, YouTube's got their own thing going on, so they're not going to want like bigger streamers.
YouTube gaming
to do that. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So like they have their own streaming thing going on, and I think that's a huge reason why Mixer went with Facebook, because Google's got Stadia and YouTube, and Stadia is a streaming gaming service.
Yeah.
And Xbox wants xCloud to really work out with this streaming gaming service.
Yeah.
And be integrated in with actual video streaming. So they couldn't go to YouTube because YouTube's got Stadia and they want to do their own thing. Can't go to Twitch because
Sony's on
Amazon
Twitch.
wants to get into game streaming.
Yeah.
And they already have Twitch, the biggest platform out there. So who do you think that's going to go to? That's going to be integrated with Twitch.
Yeah, everything's Twitch Prime.
So really the only option you have left is Facebook gaming for this to work. And they basically, there's a hilarious video on Twitter. They basically just gave it away. They gave, Microsoft's like, here. They didn't sell it. They didn't do anything. They gave it away. And I'm sure that has to do with contracts. Because I'm sure they have to pay out more if they sell to somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just basically, here, Facebook, here you go.
Yeah. Speaking of Facebook gaming,
Real quick and convenient too, because they got caught up with some shit.
Apple repeatedly rejects Facebook gaming for App Store inclusion. So Apple's like, fuck this. You're not going to see this on the iOS, which is why another reason, like I was trying to say, like it'd be hard to really get this. Apple is continuing to reject Facebook gaming from its App Store, saying it violates its platform rules. Apple denied Facebook most recent application for the app under those grounds earlier this month, marking it at least the 5th denial the company has received per sources. I also saw this article about Apple trying to like redo their like app form like policy and like what they're allowing in their platform rules now. I don't know if that's gonna allow Facebook gaming to become a thing, but I just think it's interesting that Apple that allows like something like Discord and Mixer and all those other platforms onto its own like platform, that Facebook gaming can't get on there. I wonder why there's that block. I'm sure.
So I'm trying to read on as to why the denial. So it looks like it's because the inclusion of free/casual playable in-app alongside its social networking and streaming viewing functions. So I think it's because they're not getting a cut of the pie, because Apple's very much like that.
Oh, Apple
where
for
it's
sure
like
gotta
if
eat.
you like, that's why a lot of times for a long time on like, I mean, still like on Amazon Prime Video on mobile, you can't buy things on it on the iOS version.
Interesting.
You have to go to Amazon.com to buy it, and then you can access it there, because Amazon doesn't want to give Apple a cut of the sale.
But it's still on the App Store though.
Yeah, but you're not buying it off the App Store. You're buying it off of Amazon.com.
But my thing is like, why would Apple even allow the app to even be on their platform if it's not getting a cut? Like, if that's the case, then why couldn't Facebook just get on
Because
there?
they found a way around the rules.
Mm.
Whereas this is our app, it's a
Good
video
point.
streaming service, okay, but you can't. We're not going to make purchases because you don't want a cut of it.
Yeah.
So Apple's not going to be like, no, Amazon, we don't want your app here, because then what's Amazon have to do? Okay, Amazon.com's not on here.
Yeah,
you're
that's gonna be a
fucked.
problem itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're bigger like that, you can have an issue, and Facebook could technically pull that as well.
I don't know why they haven't. It's like I said, it's their 5th time.
But again, it's the rule, right? So they kind of have to skirt the rule first and then play that card if they're still like, no. But I guess it's because it is probably microtransactions, things like that, because you can play casual games alongside. I don't know how Facebook gaming works.
Yeah.
After reading that, I'm really confused, because you could just play mobile games on Facebook gaming.
At the same time as you're watching
I
it.
have no idea. I could play, what was the really popular game on Farmville?
I
or
don't,
whatever
I
the
don't
fuck it
play
was
mobile
called.
games, my man.
No, I know. I don't either. But I remember there was a
Roller Coaster
game
Tycoon?
when Facebook first came out. It was like a really popular game on Facebook that
Roller
you can
Coaster
do
Tycoon?
games.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, build your amusement park. No, that's not popular on Facebook. Not that one. You know that game though, right? Now we don't want to talk about it. Roller Coaster Tycoon. This is my friend. This is Mikey.
gonna let
At
you sit in that.
_junior. All right, forget you then. I'm gonna circle it back over to Mixer though, because we talked about how Phil Spencer shut it down because the numbers wasn't looking right. But then I saw this article from GameIndustry.biz, right, coming from the chief editor of the website. Game Industry Biz never lied to me, right? I'm gonna read the headline. I'm just gonna read a little bit about it.
Sorry.
Oh, what's up?
I should have read this before we moved on here. So basically, it's because the Facebook gaming app is like a store, it looks like a storefront.
Oh,
So that's competing with the App Store with
yeah.
games.
So then you're buying games off of their
So
storefront.
that's 100% what it is.
Yeah.
So now that clarifies it up a little bit more. Again, weird. I don't understand Facebook gaming.
It's probably some weird workaround though. Like if they really want to make an app, like because I've downloaded apps that wasn't on the App Store, but still got them to my phone. So it's probably some weird workaround that
They
they're
could
probably
definitely
gonna
do something like that.
Something
But,
like that. But that's getting people to trust that.
No, well, not just trust that, but who's gonna do that all the time? Because a lot of times it's just the convenience of going, and now you have to go like this workaround, and if it doesn't say on the App Store why it's not there, then you're like, oh, it just doesn't have an app, and you move on.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because I've done that a hella.
Me
And
too.
then someone's had to really just like, no, you got to do it like this. I'm like, I don't even care that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. So back to what I was saying about the Mixer manager. I'm going to read the headline for you. So former Microsoft employee accuses Mixer manager of racist comments. All right, I'm just going to dive into the story. A former Microsoft employee left the company following its alleged failure to address racism within the management of its Mixer streaming service. Remember that conversation I had about the white allies that you work with, all right? This is the systemic shit I was talking about, all right? Mylon Lee, I don't know how to say his name, it's a brother, obviously, who worked at Microsoft for 2 years starting in 2017. I can't talk. Lee said he was initially beyond happy to move to Seattle. I'm sure he would be. I would be. And join the Mixer team due to a longstanding desire to work in the games industry. Sounds like me. However, he was one of the few black people on the team and suspected that he was only hired to meet a diversity goal because I was black. I hit different, and that's a different kind of different. I don't even know. I'm sure none of you guys know. None of you guys know, but not a lot of you guys know what kind of different that feels like. And it goes even further into the article saying the main example Lee cited was a meeting in which his manager used slavery as an analogy to explain Mixer's relationships with its partners. What? In subsequent meetings, Lee voiced his objection to the analogy to his manager, and his complaint was allegedly disregarded, and he was told to work on himself. What? You made an analogy about slavery. Then I tell you, like, I'm not cool with that, and you said I have to work on myself.
Work on yourself. So
slavery is a black thing. It's a black problem.
Yeah, work on it.
That's crazy. That's real crazy. How do you feel about that? Before I read any further, I don't know if you have anything to say on that.
I
or you
mean,
want me to
that
keep going.
I could.
It's because it's a little more.
It's ridiculous.
It's a lot more to that. Just that in itself is crazy.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's obviously terrible analogy used for pretty much anything other than slavery, right? Other than like actual like what slavery was.
Yeah.
You just don't do it. Like anybody trying to use any analogy related to slavery, just don't. Especially if you're not black.
I don't even know how.
Especially if you're not black.
How do you want to use that analogy? Like, what type of positive? Like, this the situation.
Do you
want to
know? Do you want to know how he used it in that analogy?
I don't want to know how he used it. I don't even care how he used it. The point is he used it.
No, I'm not saying
what are you talking about?
The context or whatever. I'm saying you said I don't know how he used it. I said, do you want to know how he used it?
No, I'm saying I don't even know how like that would be an analogy that would come to your mind like straight away. Like I don't just jump and make like Holocaust analogies, right? Like it's crazy.
But do you know the analogy he used?
No.
The analogy he used with partners, because he owns them, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. So it's even 10 times worse.
And that's a statement. That's crazy.
That was the analogy of like they basically I own them.
That's crazy.
So I mean, technically the analogy is a correct analogy in that context.
I'm not saying the analogy wasn't a good analogy.
He's an asshole.
But like, really?
No, it's not a good. I mean, it's a good analogy in the fact that it fits, but it's a bad analogy. Don't make the analogy.
It's not a good analogy to use, but I guess the way he used it
correct.
Was correct in the moment. And that statement itself is fucked.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, the article continues, right? Lee also allegedly went to his skip level manager, right? So he went above the motherfucker that used the fucking racist analogy and told someone else. And that manager didn't report the complaint to human resources. So who the fuck? So what the fuck? What do you do? What do you do? A subsequent investigation by the Microsoft HR team found the manager not to be guilty of the charge. Of course he left. Of course he left after working here. Lee added, the reason my manager was not penalized and the reason she still has her job today is because she cannot be racist. And the reason she cannot be racist is because she hired a black person.
To meet the diversity quota.
To meet the quota. And that's pretty, I think that was demonstrated to him more than enough for him to feel like why she cannot be racist.
She can't be racist because the company told her to hire a black guy.
Yeah. I'm not racist. I have black friends. I have black employees, is how she's feeling. And I know there's a lot of people that feel like that. I've met people that feel like that. Moment of silence. Pregnant pause. And then Phil Spencer came through. He had a meeting with this guy, Milan Lee, trying to make things right. He says, of course, he gives the whole, racism won't be tolerated. We're not going to do this. And he's reached out to have a meeting with this guy. And I'm pretty sure there's probably going to have to be something, maybe some talk. Of course, there's always going to be some diversity inclusion meeting that happens after these types of talks, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? Push my brother up there. But like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is the biggest thing in the industry right now with what's going on, especially a lot of people being outed in the game industry. This is the first racist one I've seen. I don't know what you've seen. I've seen a lot of like sexual abusers.
Yeah, I've seen mostly sexual
rape
abusing.
and sexual harassment going around in the actual gaming industry.
Yeah,
and HR works for the company. I mean, it's there to HR works for the company, and it's there to
protect
to make
their
sure,
own.
to make sure the company is good. Essentially,
Protect their
you
own.
need an HR department.
Yeah.
And that's what you saw at IGN for years and years and years, where it's just an HR that always defended and always covered for what's going on in the company,
Right.
instead of actually fixing and addressing and getting these people out.
Yeah.
And then finally, they had to hire a new HR firm. And that's when the change started happening. When you have, because you can have a good HR firm that is legitimately by the books. Like it works for the
matter.
company, but it doesn't
Yeah.
necessarily work for the company. It's there to actually protect the employees. But there's a lot of PR firms out there that, again, or HR firms out there that are there to protect the company baseline and sinker. And some companies actually look for that kind of HR firm because that's what they want. They want to sweep things under the rug, have it hush hush, sign these NDAs, and we move on with it.
And that's America. I don't really know how to summarize that any better than what that was. And I mean, I'm sure that was just a blank statement, but like, we know how wrong that statement was, right? Like, what the fuck? Why would people even do that? Like, I agree with Mikey. That's literally how shit gets done.
Well,
and
and the fact
fucked
that it
up
wasn't
system.
the fact that it wasn't like make the bad analogy.
yeah,
Hey, I'm not cool with that. Oh my gosh, I'm totally sorry. Like I didn't didn't mean it like that at all. Like I apologize. There was no like actual.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like again, you could slip up or like you could
but I
make
mean,
a mistake.
like, even to that point, like with an analogy like that, like how many times like would it slip up? Like, am I supposed to be okay because you slipped up? Like,
well,
your
and
intent wasn't there,
that's
but,
the
like, thing
conversation,
said-
right? So then just gone
Yeah.
forever.
No, I
That
mean, I
one
don't know if
thing.
they're gone forever, but I mean, like, they should definitely be like removed or stepped down or resigned. Like, I mean,
Yeah, so gone.
essentially, yeah.
Okay. I don't.
I think that is the right move, honestly. Yeah. Otherwise, he's gonna keep promoting it. That's his culture.
No, but I'm sure if it's in this scenario that it is, yes.
Yes.
But if it is a mistake or like some people, going back to this where you reach for something and then again it's not the thing that you should have reached for. I mean, I feel like we're still in the space where it's like, especially if it's a white person, right, who
Right.
isn't really around, black people or black culture,
Right.
and doesn't really know about, why that is bad to say.
Well, I mean, honestly, to that
maybe
point,
if-
I really feel just like that's just bullshit.
Maybe
Because,
if-
like, everyone gone to, like, American school and you learn about, like, other shit that's happened. You learn about, like, the Holocaust. You learn about some shit that happened in, like, all other places of the world. So it's like, you can't say you reach for something accidentally when you know that's going to be offensive outright.
I want to make this clear. This situation is not an accident, especially with the follow up. I'm saying in
Yeah.
a scenario where it is
Yeah, no,
a slip up. Again, if you think it should be removal, whatever, no, people can't make mistakes, then that's good too. Like that's I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, that's if that's what you think, then yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is what I think, honestly. Like, I mean, what is it to forgive? Like, he's racist. Like, do we teach him to be unracist and just wait for him to be unracist?
Again, this
I know,
scenario,
this
the
is
guy
scenario.
is racist, right?
Yes.
If the person wasn't necessarily racist and then says, reaches for an analogy, pulls out that not a good analogy. Hey, I'm not cool with that. I really do apologize. Like that, you're right. That was really messed up of me. Like I shouldn't have said that. That was insensitive to me. I don't even know why I reached for that. I don't even know why I used that, and that was my bad and that was my mistake.
I mean that people do. I mean, like,
that's what I'm saying.
It's just hard
is,
for
like,
me to like understand how you can like accidentally, like, even if you aren't, I guess, necessarily racist. Like, if you say something racist, like, how can I, like, when I just like, okay, he didn't really mean that. Like, you know what I mean?
Then you got to hold that standard for everything, though.
And it should be.
No, but I'm talking about when you reach for something, right? Or if there's something that you said that not necessarily meant as an offense or as like something that didn't mean to come up as fucked up.
Yeah.
There's no second chances then. That's what I'm saying. Because we're still human, right? There's still a human element to us being human. It's not going to be, look.
So what you're saying,
the
racism
world
is human.
No, what I'm saying is the world is not going to be black and white no matter what. It's going to be
of course.
this or that, right?
Yeah.
There is nuance in things. So if we want to treat it like black and white, we can treat it like black and white in terms of this or that, right? We can do that. But that's going to be applied to everything. I'm not saying racism is a human element because, again, I think, again, that could be a conversation where it is the actual me, because behind this, it was a racist analogy and there's no apology. There was a double down on it. Work on yourself. You need to get over it.
Yeah, he was
right?
clearly racist.
Versus
in this scenario, he
somebody who, again, may well not be racist and just makes a bad analogy. Again, not what this was, but in a scenario where that was, what is the line? Is it like you said, automatically gone? Again, that's I guess like, but again, we gotta have that standard across everything. So there's no second chances. You fuck up, you fuck up.
Well, I don't believe in terms of like racism, like things like that. I mean, there's a lot of things like abusers. Like, I don't think those guys should be getting second chances because that
100%.
That issue was
There's
so
the
deep.
nuance,
like,
right?
There shouldn't be any second chance. Like, it's one thing like if you made like a misogynistic comment or like something like that to the degree of like, I didn't mean to offend you because you're a woman. I just meant this in this way type of deal.
A misogynistic comment, right? The same argument they'll make is, oh no, that's how you are. That's how you are as a person.
I mean, it's one thing if you
that's
just
how you
act
treat
like that
women.
on your daily, like your just habits just represent that.
No, that's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean?
So in a scenario where this is a one-off thing, reach for analogy is not. We have to have nuance.
Yeah, but I mean,
feel.
And this scenario is a little more special because the guy, he's been working here for 2 years, so it's not like, oh, he just now realizes that one time he said something. I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of other comments.
I'm saying in this scenario,
yeah,
100%. He's no. I know. I want to make myself clear though. In this scenario, absolutely, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
There should be a removal. But the conversation was if it was like not a racist person,
Yeah.
right, not a pattern of this reaches for the analogy, you think it's gone. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Even if it is like a follow up, like, hey, you're right, totally not cool, totally shouldn't have said that, totally didn't mean it like that, and that was a really bad, stupid thing I shouldn't have pulled from. There's the nuance, right? Because there's not that pattern. There isn't this inbuilt thing, right? Mm-hmm. This inbuilt pattern of constantly being racist or saying things or even saying it and then doubling down on it, right? Instead of actually backing off and learning from it, right?
Yeah.
And being like, hey, like, you're right. To be honest, I'm not around a lot of black people. And yeah, I know in the back of my head that's insensitive, but how often do you have to think about that around white people? Right?
That's true.
Like, it's one of those things where we need to have nuance, otherwise everything's done. Like, everything is going to get done at this point.
The only solution to what you just explained is honestly just inclusivity. Like,
100%. And I agree with that.
Get people around black people. Like, the only way you're going to get comfortable and have to consciously think about these things is to get uncomfortable with them around you. Like,
exactly. And that's what I'm saying is like in a scenario like that, again, not this, but in a scenario like that.
Yeah.
I think there needs to be a little bit of grace and compassion and in terms of like, hey, that's fine. Like, don't let it happen again. Like now,
Yeah.
right? I don't think it should be automatically. That's the thing. We jump to too many extremes, and it's easy to get caught up in the motion and everything and now.
Yeah.
But I do think there needs to be nuances.
So like, do you think like you should go like a strike system? Like, oh, he got caught like
No, I think
abusing one time. Like, it's cool.
I don't know. Again, that's
a different conversation.
Yeah, that's not the answer for me
Yeah.
to say. But I am saying I do think there needs to be, again, in this scenario where he's an asshole and he doubles down on it and he's clearly racist and he's like, you deal with it.
Yeah.
Then obviously, yeah, that's something you escalate to HR.
Yeah.
HR takes care, removes them. But again, interesting conversation. But we don't live in a black and white world. We live in a nuanced world where there's nuances and not every scenario is going to be cookie cutter.
Yeah.
That's
There's
the
always
only
gray
that's the
area.
only point that I was trying to make.
Yeah, I know. You're right about that completely. It was, I mean, that scenario, like I said, it was specific. I just can't talk to that scenario, but I understand what you're saying outside of that. Yeah. Did you hear about what Twitch streamers were doing though? So there was Twitch issued statements on streamer allegations while the community calls for blackouts. So apparently there's smaller streamers, mostly female, have reached out to the higher ups of the Twitch platforms, like the administrators. I forgot the CEO's name. It's Emmett Shear. To kind of step up and kind of protecting those streamers against the abuse they get from the larger streamers. Now, as far as abuse, I'm not too sure as far as it's like abuse as far as like how they treat the other streamers, like on stream or in the community. I'm not too sure how that works. But apparently, the CEO isn't really upkeeping. Like, the only scenario I can really see this as like maybe like a Dr. Disrespect thing, right? Where he was like at E3 or whatever, he was like recording people in like the bathroom, and like he got banned from Twitch for like a week, and then he came back, and everyone's like, "What the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some pedophilia type shit, and you're just not even really like, you're overlooking that because he brings in
I
some
don't know if
abuse.
it was pedophilia.
Oh, I mean,
It was a bathroom, and you can't record in the bathroom. I don't know. There wasn't a kid in there.
I mean, who knows? It could have been a bunch of charges if he did get charged. Right?
No, I mean, I feel like we shouldn't just conjecture.
Well, I'm not gonna just jump to.
that
Okay,
are...
let me just take that back. I'm sorry, Dr. Disrespect. You didn't allegedly.
Well, no, we just need to be clean and cut about these things, because we can throw out we can speculate about you don't know there could. It's like, no, we need to go to the facts. There wasn't a kid in the bathroom.
Okay, there wasn't a kid in the bathroom, but he was recording in the bathroom.
Correct.
So like, I'm sure like maybe that's the type of like, I'm not sure if that's abuse, but maybe like those smaller streamers get punished for longer times than these bigger streamers. So now they're calling for a blackout, which is happening tomorrow, apparently, where all Twitch streamers are calling for a blackout. I mean, no one's going to be streaming at all for the whole day. Others are going further to say that they're going to cancel their ongoing Twitch subs and try to do like a direct like Patreon thing where people pay the streamers directly instead of Twitch getting a cut of that. Which I think they're still going to get a cut if they're still using Twitch's platform, but that's whatever.
Yeah, they're still gonna do that.
I don't know how you can go around that option.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if you have anything to add on to that. Not really much to say as far as
what's the
damage.
abuse though?
The article didn't really specify on what type of abuse it was brought up. Some brought up like things like racial abuse, or just harassing some of the females. I have a couple tweets.
Like partners, essentially.
Partners, right?
Yeah, and then what do they call it? Affiliates.
Affiliates,
Twitch
like
coming
affiliates
up.
and partners.
So I could see the power dynamic there. I'm sure there are some bigger streamers that are like, oh yeah, I could definitely elevate your career.
Yeah.
That classic conversation.
Yeah, I'll host you more type conversation. Send me nudes. I'm pretty sure something like that may be happening behind the scenes. Yeah. Just a lot of stuff like that. And I guess a lot of the streamers are, looking for the call out. And then I think at first the CEO kind of dismissed it. And then, of course, with pressure online, the community kind of pushed him to say something. And he gave a public statement and his own statement on his own account, as well as a Twitch account. So I don't know. Everyone's racist. Everywhere's fucked up. The world's ending.
World is end, and we really need a hard reset. You know what I mean?
Just turn it off and turn it back on. Put it in some rice. Put the whole globe just in some rice.
You know when you hard boot your PS4? That's what we need. We need a hard reboot. Bloop.
This bitch need a fan out the side or something. It's just too hot right now. Just put a fan on the globe and let it air down. You know what I mean? It's just hot.
It's insane. It's so much to keep up with. The world is nuts right now.
The cleansing is upon us.
Guess.
shit. I don't know what else to call it. Everyone's just getting outed, canceled. Everyone's gone. Well, that was invite only. My name is Shawn Flowers, aka That Kid Flowers. Here's Mike doing his nipples, aka at Cheeks_Junior.
Fuck you, Mixer.
You got anything else you want to plug, Cheeks?
Absolutely. You can watch my clip show, Completely Consensual, every Monday at 10 a.m. over on
Yes,
youtube.com/play everything. And if you want, every Tuesday, 10 a.m. youtube.com/play everything. And you can catch it live somewhere. I don't know where. We'll keep you updated. Follow me at Cheeks_Junior. You can follow that. But that's going to be live every Monday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then Tech Fever goes live every Thursday at 10 a.m. Go check that out. Me, Kevin Coelho from Kind of Funny. Break down the tech news of the week everywhere from smart home to home theater to AI and robots. See how to pull it out.
You fucking nerds. All right. Well, like I said, my name is Shawn Flowers. Please like, subscribe. You can listen to us on podcast platforms all around the globe. iTunes, Spotify, Google Play. You can't watch us on Mixer anymore. This is going to be your last time doing that. But you can watch this episode tomorrow, Wednesday at 10 a.m. on youtube.com/play everything. I got nothing else to say. We logging off. Thank you.